Hey guys, it's Jake and Sarah Salyer with another episode of At Our Kitchen Table, but we are in our office, but we are at a table. So that counts.
It counts, yeah.
Today we want to talk about top five mistakes that buyers make. I am not saying that we are the best realtors in town. I think we're pretty okay at it. Been doing it for 20 years. She's coming up on year 10. That's 30 years combined experience. And so what I will say is that we hear a lot of times just some crazy stories of like, well, my friend's nephew just got his license. We're going to give him a shot. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Not saying that that's bad, but just the liability that we carry as realtors, looking out for your best interest.
Yep.
And there's so many times that we're on the other side of a deal and I'm sitting there thinking this agent is just trying to close deals. Guys, that's not what we are here for. We are here to take care of you. We don't care if that means busting 3 deals to get you into the right deal. And so picking your realtor is essential, even if it's not us. I would even venture to say like, hey, if you wanted to use somebody else besides us, but wanted our opinion of who is this person? A lot of the time, if we've got somebody on the other end of a deal and we're like, hey, I've never seen that name. Are they experienced? And we can go look at history. How many real estate transactions did they do last year? Are they part-timing this, or is this a full-time gig where it gets all their focus, which means they're there for your best interest? Your lender makes or breaks your process. And I would even go into, we had a recent deal, which is crazy because it tied in personally to some friends of ours. It was their brother. She was moving to Malaysia. And so she literally just handed the deal off to somebody else. No one could get answers. It was a horrible nightmare for the buyers. So picking your lender can make or break.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're self-employed and you've got somebody that says, oh yeah, it's no big deal, and it gets stretched out to a 75-day deal, you'll be very frustrated. We've got lenders that are very geared towards self-employed people that really know how to navigate that market and get you approved and what we need to do to make it a smooth process. And so that is so huge, which we have lenders that we love, that we've worked with, that do our personal stuff for 10 years.
The third thing would be, which it's great. We love family and we love that family are encouraging and supporting your home buying decision, but relying too much on Uncle Joe Bob's opinion on how it should be and what we should be doing and the decisions you should make and what money you should spend in one inspections and all of the things.
The things we have heard Uncle Joe Bob say that I just sit back and like, man, that doesn't even make construction or common sense.
Yeah.
And it puts us in a spot where like, hey, we want to advocate for the buyer.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be ugly to Uncle Joe Bob. We're not saying he doesn't know anything. We're just saying there's times that it's
not the case. That does not apply to this situation. So again, like we've had a lot of instances where family's been great and has been supportive, very supportive and encouraging and all those things, but it's very easy to let those sometimes things fill your head and worry, is this the right decision? And sometimes we get to a point, there's a lot of situations we can go to as far as getting to a point where there's no turning back. And so just rely. That goes back to choosing the right realtor.
We say that bringing family in prior to inspections.
100%.
Because we don't want you to spend that money on inspections and then Uncle Joe Bob come in and just blow the house apart. With all that being said, kind of segues us into picking the right inspector.
Yeah.
Guys, reviews are everything these days. So you can get on, we had a deal years ago, it turned into a lawsuit, not on our end. But he did not like our inspectors and we had broken contract and we sold this person another property. 3 years go by. He'd pick some people that he knew. We never heard of them. That's neither here nor there. There's a lot of inspectors in town. But then it turned into a lawsuit because they missed something. And so all that to be said, and recently there was a lawsuit that was on the news from an inspector that took no accountability. We talked to our inspector about that instance and he said, yeah, I would have at least given them a check or given them my insurance. Guys, reviews are everything. We're not saying ever that you have to use our inspector, but we want somebody that's there for your best interest.
Educate yourself. So that segues us into the 5th biggest mistake is not asking enough questions. Always ask. There's never, like Jake has always said, there's never a stupid question. Wear your lender out, wear us out, wear your your inspector out when it's times for inspections, just so you know. We don't ever want any gray area.
And I want to say we don't get worn out by buyers. There is never a point where I'm like, oh, it's that buyer again, because we do a really good job, I feel like, of explaining the process. We have a whole booklet based on that, but that doesn't mean you won't have questions. And so anything that jumps in your head and you're like, what about this? Please, if it's 2:00 in the morning, we will get to it in the morning. If it hits your mind and it keeps you up at night, we want to cover that.
Yeah.
And we're here to make you feel secure, really, and that's it. We want you to be comfortable with your purchase. This is the biggest purchase that anybody ever makes in their life, is their home.
Yeah.
We are here to be a soundboard for you guys for all things real estate. We always want to hear your questions, whatever we can do to help. Asking a ton of questions can make your process as a buyer very smooth. And so, we're here. We'd love to hear from you. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what we can do to help. And as always, thank you for watching another episode of At Our Kitchen Table. We hope you guys have a great day.